Hi, I'm Katie Brown and welcome to part 3. Today we're going to explore how you can effectively and strategically use the syllabus to your advantage. In this video, we're going to explore the importance of interpreting keywords in each syllabus dot point, the depth and width of the information you need to retain as per the syllabus, and whether covering content that sits outside the syllabus is important. When you first start the note creation process of any subject, the question of where do I begin is always daunting. How in depth should I go? Should I include points about that but not about that? It can get confusing pretty quickly. Luckily, the syllabus provides a very handy and indeed essential framework. When it comes to educational guidelines stated by your state's Department of Education, you cannot be tested on anything outside of the syllabus. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to limit your study to just the syllabus, but we'll discuss that later. So of course, it makes sense to ensure that you've covered everything in the syllabus. That includes maths, English, humanities, biology, all of it. This is especially relevant in English because you can become overwhelmed by the texts, so much that you forget the purpose the texts play in assessing your understanding of the syllabus. But how do you make effective notes about the syllabus that isn't simply copying out pages from the textbook? The hint lies in what the syllabus is expecting of you. Look at the action or description on every syllabus point. Are you being asked to identify something? To explain? To analyse? Or to justify? Those verbs will guide your note-taking. If you're asked, for example, to identify a point, all you need to do is point it out. You are, of course, welcome to go further than that. However, there's no real need to as long as you've identified what they've asked to be identified. Any extra details are like icing on the cake. But when it comes to more complex verbs like assess, justify, or explain, then you know that you'll need to be more detailed in your approach to understanding the syllabus points and how this all translates to your note creation process. Let's take explain as an example. In the chemistry syllabus, you could be asked, explain why the formula for an ionic compound is an empirical formula. Even without knowing a thing about ionic compounds, you should be able to recognise that your notes for this point will be statements that logically follow on from one another. That's what explanations are by nature. They take you through multiple steps to show how A leads to B. These higher order thinking questions require more effort to get your head around. But if you can put things into your own words, then you've done half the work already. Using your own words to explain something shows that you've understood it. Whereas copying lines from the textbook just means that you're mimicking what someone else has said and not really engaging with the content. Now let's return to the point that we made earlier about going outside the syllabus. You might think it's a waste of time and effort, but it's quite intellectually rewarding for those who are passionate about their subject. And did we mention it makes you stand out to the markers? This is especially true in subjects like business studies, economics, and legal studies. Using contemporary case studies will add value to your long responses and your essays. If something is happening in the world that makes you go, "Oh, we're learning about this at school," then you should try and work it into your notes. In doing so, you're making the syllabus relatable by connecting real-life examples to abstract concepts. In short, it's a great way to consolidate what you're learning, plus it makes you look good for the markers. In the next part of this module, we'll drill down further into the note creation process. I'm Katie Brown, I'll see you in the next video.